Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do number 6 on graph paper. So it says, what are the coordinates 3/4 of the way there from A to B? So 3/4 of the way there from A to B. So I got a little bit of graph paper here, and I want to go 3/4 of the way there. And so I can figure out what that means. So 3/4 of the way there means if the path was straight, I want to go 1, 2, 3, stop. Right, with one left to go, 3/4 of the way there. Make sense? That's 3/4 of the way there, right there. So let's graph this. Might have to get it smaller, so here we go. So I'm just gonna create an X and a Y axis. And I go -6. Right? -3. And that's my A. And then I want to do +10, +9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, +9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. B. Okay. So some students might be able to go, okay, well, that's halfway there. So I can cut those in half. So I want to go 1, 2, 3/4 of the way there. And they might be able to go, oh, there it is. There's my coordinate, 3/4 of the way there, just by eyeballing it. So I'm just going to make my guess right now, and then we'll do a little math and see if I was right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my guess is 6, 6 is 3/4 of the way there, right? So now let's actually, though, do some math. Make this feel a little bit more official. This was the coordinate -6, -3. So this I went back 6. So this is 6, right? This is the distance 6 boxes back. And then this one I went 10 forward. So that's 10. So this whole thing is 16. 6 and 10. And then this is 3, right? And then this is, we went up 9. So 3 and 9 makes 12. So that whole thing's 12. So the way we do this was we figure out, well, how much I got to cut this in fours. So what is 3/4 of the way there? So 16, I got to cut 16. Well, how did I get 16? Again, we found this distance that we reviewed today in class, 10 minus a -16 absolute value. So that's 10 plus 6 or 16. Now, I found that same number by just graphing, but that's how I do it mathematically. And then I want to go 1/4 of the way there. So I'm going to divide that by 4, and I get 4, okay? So I got to cut that in 4 equal pieces, which will make 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice I've cut this in 4 equal pieces, and I have 3 equal pieces with 1 left to go. So that means that it's definitely going to line up with this coordinate. So it looks like I'm right there in the X direction. Now let's think about it in the Y. In the Y direction, we have the distance in the Y they traveled was the absolute value of 9 minus a -3. And so that would be 9 plus 3 or 12. And when I divide that before, I get 3. So this would be cut into 3 equal pieces. And so same thing, if I do 3 equal pieces with 1 left to go, I'm lined up. So my guess was right. Cool. Okay, so 6, 6. Suppose AB has one endpoint at 0, 0. If 5, 3 is the midpoint of AB, what are the coordinates of point B? Okay, so again, it might be helpful to graph this. So 0, 0, and 5, 3 is the midpoint. Okay, so we have 0, 0, right? And 5, 3 is the midpoint. So 5, 3 is actually the midpoint. So I have a line, but that's the middle. You see, and this is line AB. So we should be imagining if there was a line here, but this is the middle, then the rest of the line is here. So that's what they want to know. So where would B land? Well, okay. To get from A to the midpoint, I went over 5 up 3. So I just go over another 5 and up 3, and that should line me up. So the rest of the line would be over 5 up 3. Notice, I drew that a little off. Notice that would be coordinate B. And so we just figure out, well, what coordinate would that be? 5 and another 5 is 10. 3 and another 3 is 6. So that would be the coordinate 10, 6. What are the coordinates of B if 5, 3 is a third of the way there? If coordinate B is 5, 3, if coordinate of B is that, what would be B? Oh, we're supposed to still suppose A is at 0, 0. What are the coordinates of B if 5, 3 is a third of the way there? Okay, so same picture, but now I'm going to erase the brown part. What if 5, 3 is not the midpoint? What if 5, 3 was a third of the way there? So this would be a third of the way there with 2 left to go. You see what I'm saying? So this would be a different coordinate B. So I think we got this, though. We went over 5 up 1, over 5 up 1. We just want to go over 5 up 1 more, and that would be the coordinate. This would be the location that's a third of the way there with 2 left to go. So that coordinate would be not 1, 2, but 3 5s. So the coordinate 15, and then 3, 6, 9. 15, 9. Would be the coordinate B if it was a third of the way there. All right, it says items 9 through 10, use the following conditional. So if a polygon is triangle, then it's either acute or obtuse. What is the conclusion of the conditional? All right, so I guess I would conclude a triangle must be either a acute or obtuse triangle. Now, these conclusions, we actually skipped this section, so I don't think this would be on the test, but it's kind of an interesting question. Which is the hypothesis of the conclusion? So I think the hypothesis part is always the first part, right? We did talk about that. So this is the hypothesis. If the polygon's a triangle, so that's our hypothesis. All right, what is a counterexample for the conditional? Okay, so again, this one you can skip because we did not do counterexamples. We skipped that, but it's going to come up here. Same here for the contrapositive, so you can actually skip that. That wouldn't be on the test. All right, so now let's look at question number 13. It says, if M is equal to measure of angle 1 is 4x plus 2, and the measure of angle 3 is 5x minus 25, then what's x? Well, these are vertical, so they should be set equal to each other. So I'm going to move the 4x first, and I get 1x minus 25, right? And then I'll add 25 and get 27 is equal to 1x. So that's 27. I found my answer. Check out the next video for the rest of this section 1.